Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. Beautiful souls, this is a reading that was requested by several of you asking about love and relationships, so it won't apply to everyone. I'm very conscious of that. In today's readings we are asking who is your future spouse, and we'll be checking out if there's any other information that might come through, like where you might meet them, that kind of thing. So of course you may already know them. We will simply see what we are shown in the readings, but it was a request by quite a lot of people, which is why we are doing this today. Who is your future spouse? So I am seeing this card for pile 1. We're going to draw 3 cards together. I am seeing this for pile 2, and actually this one is pile 3. Okay, now we will draw some runes and some charms, well, a rune and a charm as well for each of the readings. So let us look at pile 1 first of all. You have cave, retreat. Okay, so that is pile 1. Pile 2, you have east, emergence. And pile 3, you have plant medicine, truth. Okay, so those are our cards for today. Let's draw you a rune and a charm. So pile 1, your rune came very quickly. This is the rune of possessions, nourishment. Pile 2, you have the rune of Berkana, growth. Pile 3, you have the rune of movement, manners. Okay, those are our runes, and let's draw a charm for each as well. So pile 1, you have, oh wow, a beautiful tree. I should hold this up so you can see that. Okay, so that's pile 1. Pile 2, we have, oh, this is rather beautiful. It's a little candy cane stick. And pile 3, oh wow, you have a very large heart. Okay, so those are our cards, our runes, our charms. Beautiful souls, as a general rule, in a pick a card reading, I quite often say, you know, whichever one you're drawn to, check it out. And if it's more than one, you know, there may be more than one message. Today we're asking who is your future spouse. I guess the same applies. I mean, we don't know what messages are coming through here. So although we know the subject matter, it may be that there is information in more than one. If you find more than one is singing to you, check it out and see what you are shown. There could be more than one element to the messages that are coming through for you today. But we are asking who is your future spouse. Beautiful souls, I will leave the video running as always for just a few minutes longer for anyone that wants to take a bit more time, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. And the timestamps, as always, I've put them in the description box below and also in a pinned comment as well, so it's a little bit easier to find for phone users. Hey pile 1, welcome. Now, I'm getting a load of messages coming through your card already. In terms of the kind of person, the qualities of the person that this is your future spouse, I really do feel that this is someone who will be your safe harbour, your rock, your anchor point, your roots somehow. A cave is very much a safe place, a place we can retreat to, This feels like someone who, with their arms wrapped around you, they are your rock, they are your strength, they are your place of safety. Now, I am wondering if they will be some kind of an earth sign, because we have all this incredibly earthy energy and this beautiful tree as well. This is the rune of possessions, of nourishment. So it has, again, a very earthy flavour to it. Depending on your, your gender in terms of your partnership desires, however we look at it, I feel that this is somebody with a lot of earthy energy, quite a practical person in many ways, and yet very wise. There's a feeling of that sense of wisdom, maybe an older soul who's come around and really knows what actually really matters. Someone with their roots in the ground. You may find this is someone who's quite well established in their own right, and yet very humble. And again, they may have come from quite humble beginnings. Whatever they have, they've built it solidly from the roots upwards. And I feel they have a lot to give. I really do, a lot to give. I do feel this is your safe harbour, your safe space. Someone who gives you that, just that profound, deep sense of well-being in quite a permanent, solid way as well. Obviously, we want that in a future spouse, or we wouldn't want a future spouse, I guess. But nevertheless, it does feel as though this is somebody who, once committed, will really stay the course as well. Very lovely, lovely energy here. With the rune of possessions as well, nourishment, it does sometimes speak of ambitions fulfilled, which is why I feel they may have done well for themselves, actually, but in a very humble way. I'm not seeing someone who's materialistic, and yet despite that they've done well for themselves. Let's draw from some other packs. Now I'm going to draw one card from this beautiful giant Rider-Waite traditional pack. There is your card, pile one. What do we see here? Now look at that, would you? Two of Cups. Wow. I mean, that is just stunning for a future spouse. We need more information to see what this is actually telling us in the context of your reading. I'm feeling like this could be something to do with timing, actually. Let's draw more cards. Let's draw from, I think, another tarot pack. This is not a traditional tarot pack, but still a very beautiful tarot pack nevertheless. I think we're going to take those 4 cards for you. We're also going to draw from this oracle pack. That is your card, and also from the tea leaves as well. Okay. I am seeing this, that, and that. Also this one and this one. Okay. Let's put those to one side for a moment and see what we have here. Yeah, do you know, this is so interesting. We have the Ace of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, then we have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. Okay, now, what I feel here, and then Grace in full flight. What I feel we are being shown here, my beautiful souls, is that potentially this is happening quite quickly. I had a real feeling when this came through. I was thinking, wow, are you literally about to meet? Are you about to meet? With this symbol in the middle, it's like the caduceus, which is carried sometimes in some cards by the magician. Are you about to meet? Curiously enough, on the one hand, I feel like I actually do feel this is quite imminent, and yet I also feel like you're not going to see it coming, which is really, really interesting. Let's put this down here. I don't think you'll see this coming. with the owl coming in the night, Queen of Swords, and the armadillo here. Armadillos curl up, and they can be, actually, I mean, when they're curled up, they're impenetrable. How interesting. Grace in full flight. Let's look at your tea leaves as well. So, younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. Now, this could be relevant to your actual spouse, in which case it might be, if this is gender appropriate for you, it may be that this is somebody who is going to be younger than you. It could also indicate that you may meet this person actually through a younger man. We have December. Okay. Now, at the time of doing these readings, we are at the end of August. Okay, it could be indicating December. Or indeed, as we're coming, in fact, into September. In fact, we're just literally into September, aren't we? So we are just ending August, coming into September. So September, October, November, December. So we could be looking at 4 months. Likewise, what this is really making me think about with the Queen of Swords and the card of December, the Queen of Swords can be considered a bit of an ice queen. Okay. In some cards, she is portrayed as being a little bit icy, a little bit frosty. And the Four of Cups, armadillos, can be very defensive. They are impenetrable when they are curled up completely. I mean, fortunately, this one is not entirely curled up. And also the Four of Cups can indicate some aspect of something that is either you're uncertain about it, or you're a little bit fearful about going forwards, or there's a reticence, or let's look at that a bit more in a moment. Let's put these out first of all. So we have December. We have Mountain, a major challenge to overcome. We have you will be taken care of in difficult times, and you are highly thought of. Okay, right. What the Mountain is really connecting me to is this energy of the rock here again. You know, and we have you will be taken care of in difficult times. Strangely enough, I actually think it's in a circumstance, within a circumstance that might actually be a little challenging for you, that this person shows up. One of those really interesting times when you just realise that this is somebody you can rely on, or this is somebody who's absolutely there for you. They've got your back. At a point of difficulty, or when in a way you could be feeling quite vulnerable because of something that's going on, and yet along comes this person. You know, you're facing a challenge and along comes this person, and they're an absolute superstar. They're your rock. They are there with you through this difficult time. I am sort of seeing this ice queen element, and I think it's not that you are an ice queen or an ice king, you know, however that fits with you, but almost as if, I think, curiously enough, this person arrives, your person, your future spouse, seems to somehow come into your world at a time when you're facing a challenge of some sort, and they show up, or even within that scenario, you meet them. One of those peculiar things where you wouldn't have met them otherwise. A bit like here with the cave, going on a retreat. You know, things are tough and you think, do you know what, I'm going to take a spa day, or I'm going to do something just because I need to, or I'll go on a retreat, I'll do something because I need to just unwind and get away from the thick of everything. And then there you are, and you meet this person. Almost, I can't say they show up out of nowhere, but I think this person comes into your world when there's something else going on, Not that I would wish anything difficult to be going on, but I do feel they come in and it is almost as though because of those circumstances, you actually get to meet them. Let's draw from another tarot pack and see what else we're shown as well. Maybe we have more information for pile 1. I'm really seeing an earth sign, somebody who's very solid, very grounded, your anchor point. Someone who assists you, steps in, they're just there. I just think that they're genuine. That's what I really want to say. Oh, look at this. So we have the 10 of discs. How beautiful. We have the Emperor. Yeah, look at this, coming forward to assist, helping to take charge in a difficult situation. This is someone who steps up. They're not afraid to step up. And we have the 5 of Cups here. How interesting. We have the 4 and the 5. This is a turning point here. You know, the 4 is a time of, I don't know, dissatisfaction, having to manage something, get over it or whatever. The 5 is the turning point when something is now known about and seen and can be worked through. I think this person really assists you. It's as if they come into your world absolutely at a time of challenge or difficulty to assist you in every possible way. This is lovely. They're really genuine. They're really incredibly committed. I thought that from the very moment. It's like the moment you meet, there's a sense of commitment. There's a sense of once this person is committed, they're in it for the long haul. Yeah, I feel this person would, you know, go to the ends of the earth and back for you. Go on a quest, on a mission to assist you in any way they can. And it is curious, timing-wise again, that grace in full flight does often indicate timing, that the timing is right for something. I actually do feel I need to draw more cards for you, my beautiful pile 1. We are getting a lot of information, so I do think we can say that your future spouse is quite likely to be an earth sign. Very solid. They're your anchor point, they're your rock, they're your safe place, your safe harbour. They really, really step up in every possible way. But I am curious that they appear to come in at a time, it may just be at a time when you almost have reached a point where you're not giving up as such, but you've gone into retreat and you think, well, this is never going to happen. Yes, this person could be younger than you. It could be that you meet them through somebody else, dealings or relationships with a younger man. I feel like I need a little bit more information for you, my beautiful, beautiful pile 1. Can we have more information either about this person or timings? Because I feel like it's quite imminent. We have the universe. I feel it could be quite imminent. May we have information, please? Princess of Wands. The card of Strength. And there are your cards. The card of Strength, the card of the Moon, and the 10 of Cups. How beautiful, sitting with the 10 of Discs. I mean, what a future. Okay. What this is telling me is there's something in your world that you are sorting out, sifting through. So basically something's coming to an end here. It's coming to a natural completion. And I think this person is coming in. There's like a parallel process here, which is what I'm seeing with this card. A parallel process, 2 people coming together. Let me move these cards over here. I appreciate I'm moving everything around, but I just want us to be able to see different elements of the reading. Yeah. Something is actually coming to a natural end within your life, coming to its natural completion. It's been a bit of an endurance test, and I feel as one chapter is coming to a close, the new chapter enters. Which is also why I think we're seeing the labyrinth here in this card. The labyrinth is often shown in the card of the Hermit. Maybe you have actually had to process a period of time on your own for some reason or another. In fact, yes, I think that is the message coming through here very clearly. I think you've had to process a period of time on your own. I think there was purpose to this. It may not always have felt like it, to be quite honest with you. It's tough if you're wanting to be in a relationship and you're on your own. I think you guys have had a period of singleness. I think there was quite a lot to process from a previous experience, perhaps a previous relationship, if I'm honest. And curiously enough, I sort of think, almost like at a soul growth level, you probably had to sort of learn to stand up for yourself with the Princess of Wands, learn to be, it's not so much self-sufficient, but learn to be yourself. I'm not suggesting that you were ever a doormat, but we are seeing a carpet, a rug here behind her being burned. I do feel you've had to have a period of time in order to process something. And part of that has been the preparation for you to really be ready for this relationship, for this future spouse. You know, I actually think that we meet a lot of soulmates in our lives. They don't always come in the forms and the shapes and the sizes that we want, and then people that we think sometimes are a soulmate turn out to be a stepping stone along the way. They're still a soulmate, because even if it went wrong, they gave us the life lessons we needed in that moment. But they can be some tough lessons. You know, there's been a bit of, you know, kind of blood spilt here, really. Some difficult stuff to deal with. But you've had to process it. You've been through a period of singleness. As you are coming out of that, and I am seeing you coming out of that space of singleness, I see you testing the waters with the Four of Cups, with that armadillo and the Queen of Swords here. Testing the waters. I think you've had to learn to be discerning in relationships, whereas there's a time when you might have put up with more than you should be putting up with. And I think you've had to learn to discover your own strength. You've done so through a process of learning about yourself, processing what's acceptable and what isn't. And I think you are now ready. And it's as you come out of this period of processing the aloneness, which is to do with consolidating you being you, you're now ready to receive this person, because this is somebody of strength. This is somebody who's solid. This is somebody who's got their feet on the ground. This is somebody who I think has potentially in their own right been successful, whatever success means for them. In a way, it's a humble success, because they're very solid in where they're coming from. They're very grounded. They know what matters. I think maybe what you've been through means that you also know what matters, and it's part of that that brings you together. That's part of the compatibility. It's part of this union, this connection. Can you see here with the card of strength, we also have a lion up here with the wings. It's like your courage, your strength, your resilience has developed through your experiences. I wouldn't be surprised if this person also has had experiences that have led them to really know what matters and what they want. Sometimes we define what we want through the experience of having stuff that we don't want. I am seeing this move forwards very quickly. I am seeing it as being imminent with grace in full flight, my beautiful pile one. And it's coming hand in hand with you, literally knowing that whatever you previously went through, you've processed it, you've been to the depths, you've sorted it out, you're now coming forwards, you're rising up again. Very beautiful. 2 turtle doves have just landed on my bird table outside my window, literally a pair. How beautiful. What a symbol of love. I think this is flying in quite soon, my beautiful souls. December is September, October, November, December, 4 months away. 4 months away is not long. And actually, but I also saw December as being to do with the Ice Queen. You know, that energy of someone coming in who can thaw you after a period of being alone because you needed to be. You had to process what you had to process. That sense of defensiveness, this armadillo is uncurling. So it's time to move into a space of the new. I think you're now ready, and that's why it's actually happening now. My beautiful pile one, I am sending you all the love in the world. Do make sure you keep us posted in the comments. Let us all know when we should go out and buy a hat, because this is somebody who's definitely very solid and real. This is proper future spouse material, an earthy, grounded, solid person in it for the long haul. Very beautiful. Your rock, your safe harbour. Feels really, really beautiful, very warm and very, very, very lovely. My beautiful pile one, I'm sending you all the love in the world. I look forward to seeing you for some other readings soon. I post pick a card readings 2 or 3 times a week, always on a Sunday, absolutely without fail, where we ask your spirit team or spirit just for an immediate message. What do you need to know right now, and how is your week unfolding? So they're very here and now readings, and then I post a couple of others during the week along with a moon update and all kinds of other stuff. So do keep a lookout. And my all zodiac sign readings are on a different platform. I'll put the link below. You're very welcome to come and check us out over there. It's a site that works on donations, but there are no tie-ins. You can give as little or as much as you want, and you can check us out and then depart if it isn't feeling right for you. It's a Patreon site. So beautiful souls, do check that out if that appeals to you. Tons of love. Don't forget to press the little bell icon if you want to, and subscribe if you want to get notification of any of my readings. And thank you all for the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, the subscribing, and everything that helps to support the channel. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Pile one. Hey, my beautiful pile two. So we are asking, who is your future spouse? Now, curiously enough, with the card of East, there's quite a sort of an entrepreneurial kind of energy around this card. Someone who can build things with Berkana, the rune of growth, of new beginnings. The East is all about new beginnings, the new dawn. Yeah, I feel this is somebody who has, there could be either a fire sign or an air sign, or have quite a lot of both in their chart potentially. Probably a morning person, quite a warrior kind of energy, someone with a lot of get up and go, entrepreneurial, not afraid to kind of be seen and to sing their song, to have a voice, but also very cheerful is the word that's really coming through here. Let's just draw cards and see what else we're shown. Who is your future spouse? And may we have information, please, for my beautiful pile two. May we have information for my pile two. Okay, did I say pile one earlier? Sometimes we all do that. Ah, look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this is somebody who is very dynamic. If you think how fire and air mix, fire and air fuel each other, really. You know, if you get a breeze on a fire, the fire will get bigger. I think there could be a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of transformational stuff going on between you. I feel like collectively you can make things happen. We have 2 blackbirds here. Like, I think you're going to sing from the same sheet. You're going to literally be singing on the same page from the moment you meet. Unless, of course, you already know them and you are singing from the same page. Even here, look, can you see that they have pages, little books here? Yeah, definitely. You're on the same page. You've got ambitions that could be fulfilled collectively. Things could unfold, emerge, happen. Let's draw more cards for you now. What shall we draw first? I think we'll draw some tarot cards and oracle as well. Let's do a little bit of a mix of cards for you, my beautiful pile two. I'm going to draw this card first. Blessing of the Carter bestowed. Look at the kind of celebratory energy here, like you could climb mountains together. I feel like there's really almost like an energy of you know, what could stop you? Nothing could hold you down around this connection. This is very dynamic. This person is dynamic. They get up and go. Knight of Wands energy. Very dynamic, very get up and go, very happening. Nine of Cups, happy to be seen, visible, not afraid to sing their song. This feels like I sort of want to say quite a in a way I want to say a big personality, but let's just pause that for a moment. Let's see, I think we're seeing this. Do you know, that isn't feeling quite right? How interesting. Let me put that back. Let's ask, please, may we have more information for my beautiful pile twos, please? There's your cards, and how interesting. We're going with those two. Okay, we have Two of Wands. Absolutely, this does not surprise me. This is the Two of Wands. We have again a partnership here, but lions. I mean, you know, fire, passion, strength, visibility. This, you know, the king and queen of the jungle, able to make things happen. Absolutely able to make things happen. Justice with the bat of transformation. Wow. Now, it may be that you meet in a work setting, because this is so dynamic. You know, there's a really big dynamic energy of stuff happening, of visibility. You sing from the same page. Yeah, it's quite likely that you meet either in a community setting or a work setting of some sort. Or even if you have a cause that you really believe in, that you really want to stand up for. Justice will be served. You really want to bring something to light. You want to create change in the world. It might well be that environment where you actually meet this person. But you are singing on the same page from day one. You share really strong common ground. You share a belief about something. Something that actually matters, that you feel it with a passion. Let's draw some tea leaves for you as well. Okay, I am seeing this, that one from the top, curiously that one from the bottom. Let's see what we are shown with our tea leaves. Eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. You see, this is that fire energy again. We have money path, a path with money waiting for you to find it. We have keep your life in balance, and we have the scales here, and compliments from an admirer. Okay. If there is anything in your world, pile two, that you are involved in, a cause, something that you wish, some form of transformation, something you'd like to see change, to shift, to emerge, it's quite likely it's in that kind of area that you're going to meet this person. I think you are going to be very, very successful together. This could be one of those relationships where you end up working together and generate a really significant business from this. There's something you care about. With the scales here again, compliments from an admirer. You might actually know this person already, but kind of not know them. They might already have seen you with this Nine of Cups, this visibility, this peacock with its tail out. They may already have seen you, actually spotted you, admired you, been keeping an eye on you from a distance, and really want to make that move. Yeah, for some of you, I think this is somebody who potentially has already seen you. Either that, or you've seen them and you're kind of eyeing them up literally and thinking, wow, you know, we sing on the same page. But this is definitely someone you sing on the same page with. You share a passion for a cause. You share belief systems. You share a desire to make things happen. You're both dynamic. You want to make a difference. You believe that things can change, and you're prepared to put the energy in to make that possible. What this reading is saying as well is, because you share so much in common in this way, it will be important for you to keep your life in balance, to make sure that you do take time out to play, because you're going to share so much in terms of what you believe in and what you want, how you want to make a difference in the world, and the stuff that you want to do. And it is a blessing. It's such a blessing. And so much you could do together. And indeed, I believe so much you will do together. However, keep your life in balance. Don't forget to stop and just take some time away from the stuff that you love. It's a challenge, isn't it? When you do something you love with someone you love, then it could sort of take over to the point where you're not kind of chilling out enough. Let's draw some more cards from another pack. My beautiful pile 2. This just feels like it's purposeful, full of destiny, you know, fabulous, fabulous. What I'm going to say to you as well, my beautiful souls, is there may be some sort of differences between you, but it's really interesting. You might look very different outwardly, and yet the point is you sing from the same page. Now, why am I voicing this? I'm really just noticing the way the birds are coming into my garden as I'm doing these readings, and there was something that was relevant to pile 1. What I have right now is I have a beautiful, humble, wonderful wood pigeon on my beautiful, beautiful bird table, and then on the ground I have a magpie. Magpies are ingenious, they're clever, they have a lot of passion about them. And then the beautiful wood pigeon. And it feels a bit like they're chalk and cheese. And yet these two are literally, they're almost synchronistically eating together. There's a real harmony between them. And I just feel there's something relevant about this. But let's see what else we're shown. May we have more information for pile 2, please, about their future spouse, and possibly information about maybe when they might meet. I'm seeing the environment that you might meet in here very clearly showing up. May we have information for my beautiful pile 2. What do we have here? Okay, so we have, first of all, we have the Empress. Okay. Then we have the 3 of Discs. We then have the card of Strength, the Princess of Discs, okay, and then we have the 10 of Discs as well. I always think this is the lottery win of the tarot, really. How interesting. I think you're working on something, actually. I do think you will probably meet in a work environment. And the timing that I'm seeing here is more connected to your own rise, to visibility. I do actually think this person might already have sort of spotted you, if I'm truly honest. I think they might be aware of your potential. There could even be a kind of an issue around, you know, how does this person approach you? If it's a colleague or someone who's seen you, how do they actually approach you? Because they know you in a different context. They know you in a different environment. But I think they are biding their time for the right moment. I think they are very conscious of where you are placing your time and energy work-wise, of the things. If it's not a working environment, it's a cause that you believe in. There's definitely common ground here. I think they're biding their time a little bit here with the card of Strength. And interesting, the card of Strength is sitting here on the Two of Wands. Both of these lions, the lion and the lioness, they're not in an active state. And lions and lionesses, a pride of lions, they hunt when the time is right. They hunt when they need to, when the timing is right. They leap into action. But the rest of the time, they're pretty chilled, really. You know, they're not rushing around plotting and planning. They're pretty chilled. I actually think someone is biding their time a little bit. I think they're waiting to see how a situation will emerge, so that they're waiting for an opening for themselves to be able to present themselves to you, to approach you. Yeah, they're waiting for that turning point. The threes are a turning point. I think this is somebody who actually has already seen you. I did say it could be you've seen them, and maybe that is the other way around. But I do feel largely this is someone who's actually seen you. They are a great admirer of what you do and who you are, and of your vision and your passion and whatever it is that is this common ground that you believe in and they believe in. They're biding their time. They're waiting for the opening. They're waiting for that space of possibility. Let's draw more cards. May we have information, please? More information, maybe about the timing or what might happen. We have the Emperor. How interesting, you have the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, this person is definitely going to be coming forward. Definitely going to be coming forward. You have the Four of Swords and you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, they really are biding their time. They want to come forwards. There's a massive energy here of trying to, wanting to come forwards, wanting to speak to you, wanting to offer you literally like their hand, really. I think they are a little bit concerned about whether or not you will receive them. I think they're quite blown away by you, actually. I really, really do. I think they're quite blown away by you. But this is a reading about your future spouse. And this is non-gender specific, but they are waiting to come forwards. They're trying to find the right moment. I think they're a little bit tongue-tied. I think they spend quite a lot of time thinking about you, biding their time, trying to work out when the right moment is, possibly even how to approach you. If you're quite a visible person within your community or an organization, they don't quite know how to approach you. I think they're trying to find the courage to come forwards. It's quite funny because they're very dynamic. They're very, very dynamic in their own right. But you know, this is so interesting. I think often people who are dynamic, it doesn't actually mean just because they have an outward confidence that they don't worry about whether something that's really important to them will actually work out. Sometimes people who are very successful out in the world are really quite shy within their own personal lives and their personal relationships. This is very lovely energy here. I'm just going to ask more information. We have the Universe. This came out in pile 1. How interesting. Ooh, so did this. Okay. I feel that maybe there is something that if you were drawn to pile 1, it may be. It's quite fascinating because there's a different energy. I almost feel like with this person, if you were drawn to pile 1, it may be relevant to you. I actually feel like, because there's a lot of fire, a lot of air, a lot of passion, a lot of success here. But I think this person deep down is a very, very humble, earthy person. And I think they are biding their time. It may be that they've come through perhaps a difficult separation or something has gone on in their life. I think that they're wondering whether you will don't know whether you would consider them. There's definitely an undertone where there's not as much confidence under the surface as there is out in the world. I need to follow this through, my beautiful pile twos. We've got to follow this through and find out what we're being shown, because this is your future spouse. Yeah, they may even be working out how to get out of a situation, actually. 5 of Cups and the 5 of Discs. Yeah, you might actually find this person is currently in, I don't know, some kind of a relationship that's coming to an end, processing a divorce, and they want to get that sorted first. They're juggling stuff here. Part of their reticence, or they're waiting for the right time, I think is because they have stuff that they're actually dealing with. Maybe they're coming through something out the other side. How beautiful. You then have the 10 of Cups. It's fascinating that the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Discs are coming out in these readings. Right. I think this person actually is bringing something in their world to a completion. I think that's partly why they're debating whether to step up, whether to talk to you, whether to come and say something to you, whether to say, hi, I'm really blown away by you. I think you're the one for me. We could build a world together because you're so amazing. And I think that we share all these amazing beliefs and dreams and visions. This is somebody who really has... They're going to meet you in that way on equal terms. You sing from the same sheet, really. But I think they're processing something. They're coming through and out of, I think, some kind of a separation or a divorce or something like that. And they're biding their time, because very honourably this needs to get sorted out first, actually. And when this is sorted out first, then they want to be fully available. They don't want to do something in half measures or draw you into anything that would not be kind of quite right. Now, if this is, because I think this may be somebody who has definitely seen you already, if this is someone who you have seen and you're recognizing this as someone you like, but you kind of know that they're probably not quite available, but you kind of pick up a bit on the chemistry, I think this will come through. I think they are genuinely, honourably taking care of business first. That's what I'm seeing here, my beautiful pile 2. But this looks to me as if this is your future spouse. You have both the 10 of Discs and the 10 of Cups, and I think you are going to build an extraordinary world together. But they are biding their time, partly because I think they are concerned that they wouldn't be acceptable to you because they think you're so amazing. But a lot of that is to do with their current situation. They are processing it, and I think once they come through and the time is right, when they come out on top of this, when things are financially sorted out, when they're kind of free to be able to really kind of put their cards on the table, that's when I think they will come forwards and things will then emerge and happen. My beautiful pile 2, this I would say with these cards, really, this is worth waiting for, you know. So, pile 2, exciting times ahead. Keep us posted. Keep us posted as this unfolds and emerges. Beautiful pile 2. It's got to sort itself out. It's got to run its course with justice. Again, this is what needs to happen, and we have the scales again. You know, it has to run its course. You know, legal matters taking a precedence. But as soon as this person is available, once they know where they stand, I think they'll come forward in no uncertain terms. Yes, triumph over obstacles. They'll come forwards once they've come through the stuff that's going on in their world. And then when they are fully available, you're going to know it 100%. And yes, they absolutely want to build a world with you. How fabulous. Beautiful souls. Tons and tons and tons of love. I do these pick a card readings 2 or 3 times a week, and on Sunday I always do one without fail, giving you the heads up about a message that Spirit needs to give you right here and right now. And also we inquire about the week ahead, the next 7 days. Is there anything you need to know about? Any messages, any information? And these other readings always a couple every week, and all sorts of other stuff. So do subscribe, press the little bell icon if you want to get notification, or just check out the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot homepage. I've never fathomed out the algorithms on YouTube. I get all sorts of stuff I don't want and not always what I do. Beautiful pile 2. This is a super lovely reading. Your spouse is so, I mean, there's passion here. You know, you're going to do stuff together. It's fab. It's just fab. It's what you need. It's the person who can really meet you and walk that pathway into the future with you, where you get up every morning and your soul is just singing. I mean, this is really what we're seeing. Beautiful pile 2, tons of love. If you're interested in my all zodiac sign readings, do check them out. They're on another platform. It's called Patreon. It works on the basis of donations. There are no advertisements, but there are no tie-ins. You can donate as little or as much as you wish. So if you want to check it out, you can sign up and then sign out if that's not singing to you. But do check it out if that appeals. Tons and tons and tons of love. Beautiful songs. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are asking, who is your future spouse? And we have such a big heart here. Beautiful big heart. And plant medicine, truth. We also have the rune of movement. This indicates something that gathers momentum, and it's also the bettering of any situation. I'm actually, curiously, sort of reluctant to say too much. It's interesting that pile 1 and pile 2, a lot was coming through just with the first card. And I feel like I'm slightly sitting on the fence, which is really, really interesting. And I'm wondering what that's actually telling us. But let's draw cards and see what else we are shown. Who is your future spouse, pile 3? Who is your future spouse? This card came very strongly for you. I wish to draw another oracle card as well. I'm seeing this one, the little one rises. Okay. And this is, well, this is very beautiful, the 6 of Cups. And the little one rises. How interesting. Let's draw some tarot cards as well, and some tea leaves. Let's just draw more cards, more and more cards for you. Pile 3, who is your future spouse? I'm actually seeing all 3 of those. There may be more to come from this pack yet, but let us see what we have. Okay, so we have the 6 of Swords. How interesting that we have 2 6s, the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. You also have the 3 of Swords. Now this is beginning to make sense to me. You have the Ace of Wands and you have the Page of Cups. Okay. Let's draw your tea leaves as well. I'm just going to place this here for one moment and spread these out. I am feeling the card right on the top there. I'm seeing this one here. I'm seeing this one here and this one here. It's a really curious energy around your reading. Something gathering momentum, the bettering of any situation. What do we have? Cup. You should accept valid criticism. Okay. Strong emotion. Passionate love or hate. Box, you will receive a gift. And fair woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, grey or white hair. Okay, I'm actually going to place this over here. This is very interesting, especially with the plant medicine. Now this is beginning to make a bit more sense to me with this card here. I actually think your future spouse is someone who, in the first instance, you might actually experience them as being a little bit challenging. They might be a bit forthright. They have a very big heart, but I think they are someone who probably sort of says it how it is, but no holds barred. And that can be amazing because there's so much clarity, but sometimes it can mean that this person maybe says something. It's not so much that it's inappropriate, but I just feel this is somebody who says it how it is. And sometimes, you know, that kind of like saying, it's like, you know, brain didn't engage with mouth to say it early enough. It could have been said a bit more tactfully or a bit more thoughtfully. That's what I feel. Your future spouse is someone who really does say how it is. What's really curious is that I think this very quality, which is sort of this love-hate energy, is really in many ways, it's a gift. It's a blessing in disguise. It may not always feel like it. And I think in the early stages of meeting, and if this is someone you already know, you'll know who I mean immediately by what's being shown to us here. It's just that this person absolutely adores you. And yeah, if you know who it is, you'll know exactly who it is already. If this is a future spouse who you have not yet met, I think when you do meet them, their directness and forthrightness may just feel a little bit challenging initially. You know, when you just don't quite know how to take somebody who really is so honest, it's untrue, but it's also a blessing. And I think you appreciate very quickly with the rune of movement, something gathers momentum very quickly. It's the bettering of any situation. I think really curiously, their forthrightness, their directness actually means that very quickly you realize that this is a gift. It's a benefit. Initially, I think it takes you aback. Initially, I think you're kind of, ooh, you know, will this person hurt my feelings? Will they say things that might be quite challenging? But the reality is I think very quickly you will kind of just love them for who they are, love their energy, love their forthrightness. There is quite a childlike quality about them, interestingly enough. The little one rises. And I don't mean that they are childlike in their behaviour, far from it. It is almost as if they are slightly childlike in it's their directness. You know how a young person they just say how it is. It's that saying, isn't it? Out of the mouth of babes. And I feel this is someone who, for whatever reason, is exactly like that. They tell the truth, they say how it is, and actually it's really delightful in its own way. But initially, I think it may slightly throw you. It might make you kind of wonder whether this is actually going to be okay or not. But I think you very fast realise that there's such a truth about this person. There's a truth in what they say, and they are genuine. So nothing is ever meant to hurt. Nothing is ever meant to cause a conflict. There is a purity about them that's quite rare. It could even be that they've been brought up in, I want to say, quite unusual circumstances, perhaps not such a mainstream world. So perhaps this person could have been brought up in homeschooled, but in a more isolated way. And they've been beautifully brought up. There's I voice nothing of negativity in any way. I personally must admit, if I had had that opportunity, I would have homeschooled my kids. But in a way, somebody who is perhaps sheltered, excuse me, from the full-on energy of a school environment where kids very soon learn to navigate the different attributes of and aspects of people that aren't always completely upfront and honest. It's as if they have retained something of their purity. There's nothing negative in this, but there is a purity about them. I think if a little person has not entered a world where they've had to start to sort of almost fend for themselves, but have been treated very respectfully, which is of course how we do want to treat our little people, our young people, as they grow up. But often when we move into perhaps a big school environment, that opportunity for the preservation of that purity is removed just by the circumstances. So I voice nothing negative either way, because we develop different skills in different circumstances, and each of us are on a unique soul's evolutionary journey. But this is someone with a really big heart. This is someone who really says how it is. They haven't lost that purity, but it can take people aback a little bit, because it is actually quite rare, to be quite honest with you. It's quite unusual. See this beautiful capybara here as well, with the Page of Cups. Capybaras have such a genuineness about them. I actually sat with 2 capybaras at one time, had a little liaison with them, and literally had one snuggled up on my lap, which is quite a tall order because they're pretty large. His name was George, and he and I seemed to bond very quickly. He really, really enjoyed, you know, that close connection. But there's a purity. There's a purity in this person. How delightful. And they therefore also have no difficulty in expressing their feelings, which also might feel a little disarming. You know, if somebody expresses their feelings very directly, very quickly, on the one hand it's really delightful, on the other hand it's, ooh, where's this come from? But I think you're going to see them very quickly as an extraordinary gift, and really very quickly wish to build something with them. It may be that you slightly take the lead. If you think about relationships as being a balance, I think it may be that you take the lead in some areas of your world because of this person's purity, because of the way in which they navigate the world. I think you may be sort of, I'm not saying that they look to you. What am I wanting to say? Do you know what? I'm just going to draw more cards before I say any more about this at all. I have a real strong sense of something, but I want to draw more cards for clarification. May we have more information, please? Okay, so we have the Tower. I'm actually going to take all these cards. There's quite a cluster of them, but that's what I'm going to take. Yes, so we have the Tower. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have the 2 of Wands. We then have the 6 of Wands. We have the Star. We have the Devil. And then we have the Ace of Discs. Okay. I actually think this is a relationship that many people would view well, you're different. This person is very different. And together you are very different. I think some people may say, gosh, this isn't the usual sort of, your usual type. And I think you will be absolutely prepared to change the world with this person, to build a world, to give up a lot and go off on a journey with them, to live differently. They have a very unique perspective. I mean, this could have been somebody who has taken themselves off at a relatively young age and lived shamanically, for example, or lived on the land. Perhaps separated, chosen to separate themselves from a mainstream world. They may have been separated from the mainstream world if their family, their primary family, had chosen to live in a more remote way, or they themselves may be seeking to live in a more remote way. Depending on the gender of your spouse, this could be a fair or grey or white-haired woman, Or it could be a fair or grey or white-haired woman who introduces you or becomes the connection for you. But I see this somebody as being sort of really quite non-mainstream, and I voice nothing bad about it. If anything, it feels actually unbelievably healthy. Someone who sets off and studies plant medicine in the Amazon jungle, or lives alternatively, lives on the land, lives off grid. They're not materialistic in any way, shape or form. I think they really are very happy to live a really clear life that works for them. They say how it is, they have very clear ideas. They're not fearful of being different. And I think this is remarkably appealing to you. I think it really, really does float your boat in a big, big way. It opens your heart. I think that initially you might find them a little disarming because their life experiences or their life choices are very different to those of many. But I honestly think very quickly they will have your heart. Look at this Six of Wands with her hand on her heart. And this is a card of victory, and look at her sitting on an earthy nest. This is someone you are going to want to build a world with. This is someone you're going to want to be with, irrespective of the life that they have chosen for themselves or the life that they've had because someone chose that life. I'm really, really seeing this being, yeah, I mean, let's say you're a really city person and you love everything about the city, and then you meet someone who says, well, I grew up on the land, I plan to live on the land, this is what I want, this is what I want for myself. And within a very short space of time, I honestly think you'll do something like a 180-degree turn, because this is going to gather momentum. They really are. There's a purity, there's a genuineness that's so refreshing. Untarnished is the word that's coming through here. But I do think they evoke that sort of, I'm not quite sure how to take you. And the love-hate energy here, strong emotions. Sometimes if someone chooses to live off-grid, I mean, why not? Each to their own. But it can generate a degree of antagonism sometimes from people who live differently and want everybody to live in the same way. There's definitely something about this person that really stands them out as being of their own mind, whoever they are, whatever that gender is. Now, I'm going to draw more cards because I really, really wish to see where this is going. I honestly think initially you might think, whoa, this is so not what I would have thought of for myself. And people may also say, gosh, that's not your usual type. But very quickly, this bond is going to grow. It's the truth in them. It's the essence of who they are that I think you find it magnetic and irresistible. I really do feel that you would radically change your lifestyle for them, if I'm honest. It's pretty remarkable here. May we have more information. So we have the Empress showing up here. May we have more information about this person or this connection. We have the Five of Swords. Even how you might meet them, maybe. Okay. I am seeing you leave things behind to be with them. Like really quite significantly cutting cords to be with this person. Ultimately, you might be hesitant to start with, but very quickly, once you have that connection, it's so powerful, it's so strong. It does feel a bit like meeting a shamanic person or a tribal person or someone who lives really differently, someone who lives in tune with the land, and very quickly you think, do you know what, this is so real, this is so incredible, I'm happy to leave what I have. It's no longer important to walk away from certain situations. Gosh, this is very, very powerful. We have the Nine of Wands. I just feel like I want to follow this through. Let's just keep on going till we know, we know what we want. We have the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. 2 nines, well, 3 nines now. How interesting. How interesting. We have the Nine of Wands, which can be an element of climbing it over a hurdle, making choices, making those decisions. Maybe see the outcome, or even how, maybe let me get really specific with my questioning here, because I feel like I'm asking for more information. We're being shown you making choices, making decisions, moving away. There may, of course, be an element of compromise here with the Seven of Discs. Both of you actually making decisions and choices about how you meet in the middle, actually. Let's just ask very, very clearly, first of all, my pile 3. I think we should be asking initially, how might you meet? Can we have information about how pile 3 might meet? Okay, we have the Ten of Wands, and I'm seeing something underground here. This is earthy energy. There's a lot of creation going on here. Now, the Ten of Wands is a card that suggests sometimes that something is a burden, but not always. I mean, I'm seeing much more here, a place of earth energy here and fire energy, creativity. And a little fledgling breaking free of its egg. I actually think what we're seeing here in some of the leaving behind is that you might actually meet this person almost like on the rebound from something, or at some kind of a creative, earthy kind of festival or workshop or something along those lines, where you're seeking something different yourself, hence the rebound energy. You're trying to break free of something, and this person comes along and they embody in many ways a way of life that you have been yearning for. Yeah. And you're like 2 peas in a pod. Literally, you meet and that connection, that bond is there. And yes, you may be slightly taken aback about how direct they are, but in many ways, I actually think this person embodies all of those dreams and ideas that you might have, but also perhaps not quite dare to go for. Like living on the land, being self-sufficient. Lots of land energy. Being a medicine person, a shaman, living a life that really embodies that kind of work. You might want it and desire it, but getting from A to B can be a challenge. But I see this person as coming into your world. You might meet them at a festival, a retreat, a workshop of some sort. But you know each other the moment you meet. And it comes at a time, the timing is interesting. I think this comes at a time when you're longing to break free from something, but you haven't felt able to do so on your own. Hence me seeing you moving away from things, letting go of things. Maybe see how this pans out. Yeah, the Five of Wands. Yes, and the King of Discs. That beautiful earthy energy again. The way this pans out is, I think that there is profound passion between you. I think the passion is so strong and so almost radical. That's the word that's coming through. It's almost so radical. It really is irresistible. There's a magnetism. I think really quickly you make a decision to make this real together. I really do. I'm seeing that wheel of passion turning, passionate love or hate, being prepared to just, it's that kind of up sticks. Do you know what? This is somebody who holds a dream that is similar to that you have wanted. And I feel as if you have been kind of moving slowly towards the dream. This is somebody who comes along and says, well, let's just do it. Let's make it real. I'm doing it. Come and join me. I think you will make a commitment quite quickly to this person, despite the initial kind of, gosh, this is everything I want, but I might be leaving quite a lot behind. I feel the commitment will come in a very, very strong way. We've got the energy of Taurus showing up in this card here. You see the little symbol, it's way at the top there. Yeah. I want to say as well, I feel like this person might be a bit of a gentle giant. Now that tends to, for me, have sort of quite masculine connotations. But by gentle giant, I mean someone who is solidly themselves through and through, not a bad bone in their body. I almost want to say too good for this world, and yet exactly what this world is needing. And it is coming back to that purity of heart that really, it's the biggest magnet of all for you, aside from the fact that in many ways I think they embody an aspect of life that you've wanted but haven't really been prepared to quite jump in that deeply. But I think it's meeting them and really connecting with them in a big way that really causes you to then radically reassess your own world. And to radically reassess what is possible and what you're prepared to let go of, to really have a quality of life that goes over and above anything you could have dreamed of. The quality of the relationship goes over and above any kind of material aspect of life that you would have previously perhaps remained connected to. Well, this is an unexpectedly interesting reading, because it feels quite unconventional. That's the right word, quite unconventional. But it's a perfect fit for you. It really is. Despite, and I want to say, the way other people may see it because of its unconventionality. But wow, my beautiful pile 3, it's a gift. It's a blessing. It's an absolute gift. Yes, sort of there's something of this person that reminds you of where you've come from. It's a delight. That's all I can say. It's a real delight. And yes, they will say how it is, but very quickly you will adapt to that and know it for its truth and love it for its truth and love them for their truth. Pile 3, this is a beautiful reading. I am sending you all the love in the world. I'm not getting any essence of time scales, only that I think it comes at a time when you are itching to break free from some aspect of your world that isn't entirely right for you. And at that point, along comes this person, and you might think this is too radical a change, but you know, on the other hand, it's kind of everything you've been yearning for. Pile 3, have an amazing life is what I want to say to you. Beautiful souls, I post these pick a card readings 2 or 3 times a week. So if you'd like to get notification of any of them, do subscribe, press the little bell icon. Hopefully they'll come into your stream. I have yet to work out how the YouTube algorithms work, so if they don't come into your stream, I suggest checking out the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot homepage to just see whatever videos I'm uploading as I upload them. I do a big monthly moon update. I do my all zodiac sign readings over on Patreon, which is a very different platform. And it works on the basis of donations. You can give as little or as much as you want. There are no tie-ins. So if you're interested in those all zodiac sign readings, which I actually do mine by the moon month because I'm passionate about manifesting with the moon, so that's why. And I also do tutorials over there as well. So do check the Patreon community out if that is really singing to you. If not, my beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you for another reading here on YouTube really, really soon. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. Tons and tons and tons of love.